I know this might not be the easiest video to click on today. If you've recently lost your spouse, even hearing the words money or financial might feel like too much. And if that's where you are right now, I just want to start by saying you're not alone. Truly, what you're facing is heavy and there's no rush. No right way to move forward. This video isn't here to overwhelm you or throw a bunch of paperwork your way. It's here to help you take one breath, one gentle step at a time, because even a small bit of clarity can bring peace. When my neighbor Helen lost her husband, she told me, "I didn't cry the first day, but I broke down the moment I had to go to the bank." That's the thing no one tells you. Grief isn't just emotional, it shows up in the little daily things. The mailbox full of bills with both your names on them, the social security check that suddenly changes, the little questions that pile up. Should I close this account? Is my insurance still okay? What do I do about the house? This video was made for that first year, those early months when everything feels a bit foggy, and yet the world keeps moving. I want to walk with you through 5 smart, manageable money moves that can help steady your ground, not to rush your healing, but to support it. These are things you can start now, or simply keep in mind until you're ready. There's no pressure here, only encouragement. Because taking care of your finances isn't just about money, it's about reclaiming a little bit of control when so much feels uncertain. It's about making sure your future is protected in the ways that truly matter, and it's about honoring everything you and your partner built by continuing to take care of yourself. If you find something helpful here today, I'd be truly grateful if you gave this video a like, subscribed to Vibrant Elders, or even shared your own experience in the comments. You never know who you might help by speaking up now. If you're ready, we'll start with the first thing many widowed seniors don't realize they need to do, and why one simple phone call to Social Security could make a world of difference. Number 1, secure Social Security and survivor benefits. When you lose a spouse, the emotional weight is overwhelming, but so is the sudden shift in finances. One of the first things to address, gently and without panic, is Social Security. For many seniors, this is a primary source of income, and the good news is there are survivor benefits in place to support you. But here's the key: they don't automatically come to you. You have to take that first step and contact the Social Security Administration now. I know picking up that phone or walking into an office might feel like the last thing you want to do, but this call could mean the difference of hundreds or even thousands of dollars every month. Let's break it down simply. If your spouse was already receiving Social Security, you may be eligible to receive their benefit amount instead of your own. If it's higher, say your benefit is $1,300 per month, and your spouse was receiving $2,200, you may be able to switch over and receive the full $2,200 as a survivor benefit. But here's the catch: Social Security won't make that switch unless you request it. You have to initiate that process, and they'll walk you through the paperwork. If your spouse wasn't collecting benefits yet, but worked and paid into Social Security, you might still qualify based on their record. Timing matters too. Survivor benefits can be claimed as early as age 60 or 50 if you're disabled, but claiming early will reduce the monthly amount. On the flip side, waiting until full retirement age means you get the full survivor benefit. There's also something many folks don't realize: you can choose to collect survivor benefits now and switch to your own benefit later if it ends up being higher down the road. It's a strategy that can help you get through those first few years without locking yourself into a lower amount forever. I once knew a woman, Linda, who waited nearly a year before checking in with Social Security after her husband passed. She assumed it was all automatic. When she finally called, she found out she'd missed out on nearly $6,000 in payments she could have had earlier. Don't let that happen to you. This isn't about chasing every dollar, it's about claiming what your spouse earned for you. It's part of their legacy, and it's meant to support you now. Just one call could make the road ahead a little steadier. Number 2, update bank accounts, titles, and beneficiaries. One of the most practical yet often overlooked steps after losing a spouse is making sure everything with your finances reflects this new chapter. It's not about moving on quickly, it's about making sure you have access to your money when you need it, and that things don't get messy down the road. When my neighbor Loren's husband passed, she assumed their shared savings account would be hers automatically. But the account was in his name only. She didn't know that, and it ended up frozen for weeks while paperwork slowly made its way through the system. It was stressful, especially when she had bills due. If you haven't already, take some time to review your bank accounts. If you are on joint accounts, you may need to provide a copy of the death certificate to officially update the records. If there were individual accounts in your spouse's name, the bank will guide you on how to access or close them, but don't delay too long. Some accounts may charge maintenance fees while they sit unused. And then there's the matter of beneficiaries. Many folks set up retirement accounts, life insurance and pensions years ago and forget all about them. But here's the thing, if your spouse was listed as a beneficiary and has now passed, that needs to be updated, otherwise in the event something happens to you, the money might go through probate or, worse, to someone you never intended. I once knew a family who spent 6 months in court trying to access a small IRA because the named beneficiary had died, and no one thought to update it. That kind of stress can be avoided with one quick review. It's also worth checking any property titles, home, car, even boats or RVs. Make sure your name is listed correctly as the current owner. This protects you from future legal complications, and it can also make it easier to sell or transfer property if you choose to do so later on. You don't have to do it all in one day. Start with your bank accounts, then move on to insurance policies and retirement plans. Keep a checklist if it helps, and if paperwork makes your head spin, ask a trusted friend or family member to sit with you, because making these updates isn't just about tidying up, it's about protecting your peace of mind. Number 3, review and adjust monthly budget after losing a partner. The emotional weight is already so heavy, no one wants to sit down with a calculator and go line by line through the bills. But here's the truth, giving your budget a second look isn't about restriction, it's about taking back control. Even small changes can bring huge relief. When Frank's wife passed, he told me, "We always handled money together. Now I'm staring at numbers alone and I don't even know where to start." That feeling is more common than you think, but once he got into it, he realized he was still paying for services they used together, 2 cell phone plans, a meal kit subscription she loved, and even a gym membership they both forgot about. It was painful to cancel some of those things, yes, but it also gave him space to breathe financially. So what does this actually look like in practice? Start simple. Print out your last 2 or 3 bank statements. Grab a highlighter and circle every monthly expense: utilities, insurance, groceries, entertainment. Then ask yourself, do I still need this? Does this still serve me? Maybe you're watching TV on just one streaming service now. Maybe your heating bill is too high because the thermostat's still set for 2 people. Maybe you're buying the same groceries even though your appetites changed. These aren't just numbers, these are habits that may no longer fit your life. Next, look at your income. If you're receiving survivor benefits or pension adjustments, great. But if your household income has gone down, your spending may need to follow. That's not failure, it's being smart and honest about what you need today. And don't forget to build in grace. Keep some "just for me" money in your budget. Maybe it's for books, takeout, or flowers for the kitchen table. Budgeting isn't about denial, it's about creating room for comfort and joy without the anxiety. If this still feels overwhelming, consider asking a family member to go over it with you or visit a free senior financial counseling service. There's no shame in asking for help. This isn't just a financial task, it's part of rebuilding your life with clarity and care. And the sooner your money reflects your reality, the more peace you'll begin to feel in your day-to-day life. Number 4, reevaluate housing and insurance needs when you've shared a home with someone for decades. Every room holds a memory. So even bringing up the idea of changing where you live can feel almost like betrayal. But what if it's not about letting go of memories, but choosing peace, safety, and financial breathing room for the road ahead? Barbara was in her early 70s when her husband passed. Their house was beautiful, 3 bedrooms, a big yard, the same place they raised their kids. But after a few months alone, she noticed something. She was only using the kitchen, 1 bedroom, and the living room. The rest of the house stayed dark. The cleaning, the maintenance, the property tax, it all felt like too much, not just emotionally, but financially, so she made a choice. She moved into a senior-friendly condo, smaller, easier to manage, and with a community she could lean on. Her property taxes dropped. Her homeowner's insurance was cut in half. She no longer paid for lawn care or gutter cleaning, and while the house had her heart, the condo gave her peace. Now, that kind of move isn't for everyone, but it's worth asking. Does my current home still fit my life? Not just emotionally, but practically? And if it doesn't, could a change bring more comfort than pain? Housing isn't the only thing to reevaluate. After your partner passes, insurance needs shift too. If you're no longer driving as much, switching to a pay-per-mile auto policy could save you hundreds a year. Homeowners or renters insurance should reflect the new living situation. Less space, fewer valuables, sometimes lower risk. Health insurance plans may need updating as well, especially if your spouse was the primary policyholder also. Some states offer widow-specific property tax relief programs or housing assistance for seniors. These aren't widely advertised, but a quick call to your local tax assessor's office or area agency on aging can point you in the right direction. This isn't about rushing into big changes. It's about knowing that if your home or insurance feels too big, too costly, or no longer fits, you have options. You have the right to a space that supports this new chapter. A space that's not only more affordable, but more manageable and comforting too. Number 5. Seek professional financial guidance. There's a moment, often a few months in, when the paperwork piles up and you start asking yourself, am I doing this right? That's not weakness, it's wisdom, because here's the truth. Even the most independent, capable people need a little guidance when the financial road changes course, and after losing a spouse, that road changes more than most expect. That's where a trusted professional can make all the difference. And no, this isn't about handing your money over or feeling talked down to. It's about having someone in your corner who understands the rules, the options, and how to help you keep more of what you've worked so hard to build. Take Dan, a widower in his late 60s. After his wife passed, he wasn't sure what to do with the IR they'd built together. Should he roll it into his own? Take distributions now? Leave it untouched? It all felt like a puzzle without the box. He found a fiduciary financial advisor, someone legally required to put his interests first, and scheduled a simple meeting. No pressure, no sales pitch, just a quiet conversation about his goals and questions. In the end, the advisor helped him avoid a costly early withdrawal mistake and suggested a more tax-efficient way to manage the account. That one meeting saved him nearly $1,200 in taxes. You don't need to go in with a degree in finance. In fact, the best advisors are the ones who explain things in plain language and welcome your questions. If something doesn't make sense, they pause. If it feels too fast, they slow down. You can bring a trusted adult child, a friend, or even a notebook filled with every silly question you've been holding on to. There are no silly questions in moments like these. And it's not just financial advisors. A certified public accountant, CPA, can help you navigate taxes and inherited assets. An estate attorney can review wills, trusts, or powers of attorney to make sure they still reflect your new reality. These aren't luxuries. They're part of protecting what you've built, especially when decisions feel heavier than usual, because sometimes the smartest move you can make isn't solving everything yourself. It's choosing the right guide to walk beside you. That kind of help isn't weakness, it's strength. If you've made it this far, I just want to say thank you. Watching a video like this means you're doing something incredibly brave. Taking steps to care for yourself in a moment when everything feels different. That matters more than you know. Grief can feel like a fog. Everything slows down, even while the world keeps spinning. Bills still arrive, paperwork still stacks up, and decisions, some of them big ones, keep asking to be made, but you're not expected to do it all at once. You're not expected to be perfect, you're simply invited to take one small step at a time. Maybe today, that step is checking your Social Security benefits. Maybe tomorrow it's calling your bank to update an account. Maybe it's reaching out to a trusted advisor and saying, I don't know where to start. That's enough. That's more than enough. The 5 money moves we talked about: securing survivor benefits, updating financial accounts, reviewing your monthly budget, rethinking your housing and insurance. And seeking guidance aren't just to keep the lights on, they're about giving you space to breathe again. They're about creating stability so that your grief has room to heal without financial fear piling on top. And as you take these steps, I hope you remember this. You're not alone. Millions of seniors have walked this path, and many are walking it right now, just like you. Some are a few steps ahead, and their stories can light the way. Others are just beginning, and your strength, yes, yours might one day inspire them. If this video gave you even one helpful thought or moment of clarity, I hope you'll click that like button, subscribe to the Vibrant Elders channel, and maybe even share your story in the comments below. Your voice matters. You never know who it might help. You didn't ask for this chapter, but here you are living it with grace. One thoughtful step at a time, and even though your partner is no longer here in the same way, the life you built together still deserves care, still deserves peace. That's what these money moves are really about, preserving the love, the work, and the dignity you shared. You've got this, and we've got your back.